wage that the white man cannot exist on, the Filipinos would take the job, and through the clannish, low standard of housing and feeding practiced among them, will soon be clothed and strutting about like a peacock and endeavoring to attract the eyes of the young American and Mexican girls.
As I understood it and concluded from the different sources that I looked at a festival, at a carnival in Exeter on October 24th, 1929, there was, in a public space where there were Filipinos there, they were being harassed. The Filipinos were largely by white men who were there. Rubber bands were being shot at them, words were said, they were being crowded off sidewalks in public thoroughfares.
Essentially, it's Filipinos in the company of white women, harvest time, right, October of 29, when the usual racist catcalls were made towards Filipinos and the white women who were in their company. And one version blames a white truck driver for teasing a Filipino man who responded violently to the insult. Another version has locals getting incensed over the attention that Filipinos were giving white girls. An unidentified Filipino felt that his honor had been injured, and he attacked Adolf Borgman and Harry Latham with a knife. Although the wounds were minor, the two appeared more seriously injured at the time of the incident. In other words, there's a lot of blood. That would definitely be the result of someone who knew how to use a knife. If a Filipino is at all familiar with using a knife, they probably use techniques that are very familiar to stick fighters, people who practice eskrima or kali or arnis de mano, whatever you want to call it. It's a traditional martial art of the Filipinos. It involves multiple strikes and slashes. So that got played up, and immediately there's a reaction of men going after the Filipinos and the women that were with them. A mob of more than 300 men quickly formed, pursued the Filipino attacker to the E.J. Fireball Ranch, set fire to the barn where the Filipino workers were living. Innocent Filipinos were attacked and forced to flee to Visalia, Tulare, and Fresno for safety. And the most notable of the racist validation came from the bench. And by that I mean from the judicial bench. And the most famous quotes came from Judge Rohrbach. He said that although he did not advocate violence, he felt that the United States should give the Filipinos their liberty and send them home so that white people who inherited this country could live in peace. Now, that sounds ironically current, does it not? We have had crowds who support the current president chanting, "Send her back." Okay. We have had people talk about immigrants as though they don't belong. There are elements of the news media that today are just short, making statements just short of saying that this society was and intended to be and should remain a white majority, white supremacy society.